Hello, hello. We're back.
Hi, everyone.
What's up, everybody?
Here's a new episode of The Missing Component. I'm your homie, PeanutTheWicked.
And I'm Pink. Just kidding, I'm Nelson. Hi, I'm not Pink, I'm Nelson.
So today, we have a special guest in the building, and I'm so excited. This is Nevin. Tell him a little bit about yourself.
What's up, y'all? My name's Neiv. I go by Teddy Oso. And I'm just happy to be here. I've known this fool for
Ever. It feels like
forever. I've known this beautiful soul forever as well. And I'm just happy to be here.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Oh, you touched me.
So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to have Nevin. Nevin and me go back way back when. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So, today's topic, it's going to be titled, My Disconnect from Religion. So, for those who are religious, for those who are spiritual, this is going to be a good conversation.
Stay tuned.
It's going to be a good conversation. Where are we starting, Nelly?
So just introduce yourself a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So where are you from?
So I'm from Brooklyn, Sunset Park. I live in Staten. Met this beautiful person in Staten Island. So I was in between the both, but yeah, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I'll be in the Bronx. I'll be in Queens. I'll be in the city. We're in LA.
Yes. Oh,
Vegas.
Yes.
Wherever. Catch me everywhere.
Everywhere. That's right. Oh, yes, that's right. A little bit about that. Me, Nevin, my brother Chewy, some of our other friends who are probably also watching. We went to LA together for the first time. We got to experience the LA culture. We got to meet some awesome fucking people. We got to feel at home.
Absolutely.
In LA. It was, we went twice, 3 times, something like that to LA.
3 times.
Yeah, and we were supposed to go the first year COVID happened. Do you remember? We were supposed to go that year, and then COVID happened, the end of the world. So we ended up not going.
We went. It was,
that's right. You guys ended up going.
Spanky went.
You guys ended up going a little while ago, like 2 years ago, something like that. Right? Yes. Okay.
So can you repeat the title of the episode today?
Today's topic is my disconnect from religion.
Okay. So the first question would be for Nev.
Dímelo.
What religion were you brought up?
So I was brought up Catholic, and it's just, I feel like the majority of Latinos are brought up Catholic for the most part. I mean, in the Caribbean, it's slightly a little different because you have so many religions, but for the most part, like, it's Catholicism. So I grew up Catholic, going to church, did all confirmation, communion, all that stuff. So was getting in trouble all the time because I love to ask questions, and they didn't have any answers for me. So
tell them a little bit also about your background.
So I'm Puerto Rican Dominican, but I'm a Cholo.
Okay. Yeah. Basically. Basically, yeah.
But yeah, Puerto Rican Dominican, grew up with both sides, and just always had love for Chicanos and like the culture and like the people, you know what I mean? So like I gravitated towards you guys, and it's been history.
It's been history ever since.
Literally.
That's right. Let me answer that question actually. Basically the same. Grew up Catholic, did my communion, my confirmation. Obviously I was baptized.
Yeah.
Also went to church every Sunday. People, I was brought up to go because it was like a must.
Absolutely.
That we had to go to church every Sunday. And me and Chewy and our other friends, we would go and attend Mass. And at the end of Mass, the Mexicans had food.
Yeah.
So that was the best part. So it ended up being not only just Mass, it ended up being a social gathering because then everybody would go and hang out, eat food, and we would just, be menaces after church.
So I also grew up Catholic, but when I was like around 10 or 11, my uncle started rooming with my parents. So I ended up going to a Pentecostal church.
Interesting.
So I was going to Pentecostal church for like maybe like 2 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up basically Catholic. Like I used to go to a church every Sunday. I actually have a cut on this side of my hand because I did not want to go to church one of those days, and it was raining, and there was a broken bottle, and I slipped and fell, hand first, and I cut. I don't know if you can see them, but like I have like little cuts here.
Yes.
So yeah, so my mom was like, "That's God punishing you because you didn't want to go to church."
Did we not all get that?
Yeah.
If you're bad, you're getting punished.
Every time something happened in the Mexican household, ¿ves? Hay un Dios. Hay un Dios. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
So, speaking of religion, where did the disconnect start? Like, because I know you are like
super spiritual.
Literally,
you guys call me the spiritual one.
Yes.
When everybody refers to me.
Yeah.
So, so my life has been just a trajectory of like spirituality, right? Like I grew up Catholic, but at a certain point in my teens, I like just dove headfirst into different religions, and my disconnect started to occur in the church when I was seeing all the hypocrisy. Right, you're telling me to live a certain way, but you're acting like what we're not supposed to be or do. Right, like you're so negative and spewing all this hate towards people, but yet religion is supposed to be about love. So once I started to see that, because when I'm in something, I'm all in. You know what I mean? I don't half-ass things. So if I'm in the religion, I'm in the religion. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I started to see how people were living, and I was just like, oh, so you preach one thing, but you do the complete opposite. And that's when I started to realize, oh, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, my disconnect started for two different reasons. One, as somebody who, as everybody knows, I'm a gay man. So I
could not tell.
So really, straight passing. So I saw how religion treated the LGBT community.
Big time.
And I wasn't yet out of the closet, so it intimidated me, sort of, kind of. It just, I would go to church and yeah, they would preach love and acceptance, but I saw the church not do that for the LGBT community. So that was where it kind of started. But then when, like I was mentioning, like when me, my brother, and our friends would go to church to hang out, like there was this is a real story to this. There was a sister who treated me and my brother very differently. I don't know why. And she was the sister, like the yes. So for some, I don't know why, she just ended up treating me and Chewy differently, and we weren't even the biggest troublemakers around. Sure, we were kind of troublemakers, but we weren't the biggest ones. I don't know. Looking back at it, I think it was because we were, Chewy, we're browner. I think that's where it started. Like some of the other kids around us were a little more fair skinned, and we like the way we dressed also because we were very cholo. Growing up, we were very, very cholo. I think that's another reason why she treated us different.
You know what it is? What I just got? It's because you guys were powerful and influential, so she knew that whatever you said was what was going to happen, right? Like, and like I knew that from when I met you guys, right? Like I was like, these are my people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we're gonna get shit done, we're gonna get shit done.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
done, yeah.
we don't, plain and simple, but that's essentially what it is. She was afraid of the power that you had within you, and the influence that you had on the others.
Yeah.
Because you guys are leaders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it's funny that you said that. Like, I've always thought that religion is a movement to like move the masses, basically to be a yes person when it comes to like
Exactly.
anything, and I think that's where I started questioning religion at a very young age, also because I'm gay. But for me, it was a little bit more like it it had to take me to a certain point in my life where I basically had to break down completely and kind of like build myself up. And I think one of those moments, like spirituality came into my life, as in like I don't want to knock out religion because I think religion and spirituality are two different things, and they could coexist together as well as uh be separated. So for me, I still go to church once in a while, and I still do I still do follow certain like verses of the Bible. And I'm a big believer, but at the same time I don't believe the same beliefs most of those people have. And I think we take certain like, it doesn't matter if it's a Bible, a Torah, a Quran, like we take these books sometimes so literal instead of like actually making it or like phrasing it towards our life, because everyone's life is different.
They're guidelines, right?
Exactly,
Like they're not meant to be word verbatim, like word for word, right? So it's like you can take it that way, but they're stories. Yeah. So it's stories that are meant to move you in ways to help guide you in life, right? And that's why, like, I don't knock religion. Like, I'll go to church any day. You know what I mean? I go to church with my mom. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't bother me. They may call me the devil when they see me, but I'm used to it.
You're only devilishly handsome. Devilishly
Thank
handsome.
you.
That's it. But yeah, basically, just like that. Like I also don't knock religion. I don't knock religious folks. I have met and had great conversations with people who are religious,
absolutely,
who are still genuinely good people. They are genuinely loving and respectful of everyone's beliefs. They understand that we all sin differently, but that doesn't make us different. That doesn't mean that we should treat each other different. But I think as gay men, we see the hypocrisy, because even when you can go to church and you'll see families there, people who are supposed to be family men and this and that, but they'll go to church, but then later in that week maybe cheating on their spouses.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was a big no for me as well.
Or using drugs or sleeping around with other people, but they're very religious.
Exactly, and it's the truth. It's the truth. And growing up and being religious, but also trying to come to terms with myself and really seeing the hypocrisy.
That was the major thing.
That was the major thing for me, the hypocrisy behind it. And then when I would go to church, like, because maybe we dressed a little differently, or me and my brother were just a little bit more brown than some of the other kids, we were treated differently by the sister. Like, but you're the first one to say you love us all, and you were teaching us all, but you're treating us differently.
You know what it is? It's like when in religion you're supposed to be this person in a box, right? Like you're supposed to be this cookie cutter person.
Yeah.
And like that doesn't allow you to be human. Right? Like there's nothing wrong with being human. Right? We're here to experience the human experience. But they want us to be like this.
Yeah.
This thing that we're not, and it's meant to control versus meant to allow us to
just be
thrive
you
and be yourself.
Yeah. And
sorry, Cachovo, that's an moment for y'all to really think about it, because we're here to live a human experience, and it's okay to be human sometimes. We're not perfect. So a moment for y'all.
Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. But you, like, I was trying to go off of what he said. But that was where it really began with me, while I was trying to come to terms and be super comfortable in my skin as a gay man, and seeing that where I was going every Sunday, because I was taught that this was the way and this was the right way, but I don't feel it. I don't know. as a kid, because of the mistreatment from the sister, and then what I saw, how I saw the church talk and treat the LGBT community, it didn't feel right for me. It did not feel right. So little by little, the more older I got and the more comfortable I got in my skin as a gay man, I disconnected. But I again will not bash anybody who's religious and they're a genuine person, because there are people like that.
Yeah.
But then there are people who are hypocrites. And
so I think because we like grew up with it, it was like ingrained in us, right?
Yeah.
So and that's where I feel like the issue is. Like when I have kids, I'll teach them about religion, but like ultimately it's up to you, right? What you feel, what you gravitate towards, right? I think it's pushed so hard on people that we're not able to be ourselves, but also everything that we want to do in life is like dictated by this thing, right? Like if you don't fall into this, then you're going to hell, or you're like this bad person, and it's not true. You know, like you are beautifully you. So it's
yeah. And that is why we instantly, when we first met, me and this person, we clicked immediately.
I'll take motherfucker.
We immediately clicked. Like we understood each other. We got it.
Excuse me.
What you just said kind of like gave me another moment. Like I think a lot of people don't understand that religion, like all these different religions, are creating boundaries and borders between people. Because at the end of the day, I think like us as human, we want to achieve one thing and one thing only. Some people is joy in their lives, some people is peace, some people is, it's just different, but we want to achieve something in life. So I think, and this is not me bashing religion at all, because I like I said, I still go to church once in a while, but I think the construct of religion can be very aggressive to the human to like the human experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the third question: what spiritual beliefs did it lead you to believe in spirituality? Like, how did it like?
Say that one more time.
What spiritual? I didn't even know. Okay, what spiritual beliefs did it lead you to? As in, like,
what does spirituality lead you to?
Yeah, spirituality lead you to.
This is what you get for not following the cards right. So, okay.
Yeah.
What spiritual beliefs did it lead you to?
So
because there's a misconnection with you and religion.
I see. Okay.
What spirituality did it lead you to?
Okay, so perfect. That's perfect segue. So I grew up Catholic, was getting in trouble for asking all these questions in communion and confirmation, and I'm asking the priests and the nuns, and nobody has answers for me. And I'm like, how do you not have answers for me? If this is what I'm supposed to believe in, why can't you answer these questions? Está bien, right? Tato, all right? So after that, in high school, I like left Catholicism, went into Christianity, followed that for a little bit, and then I saw like even more hypocrisy. Like it was like so rigid that like it didn't give you any room to like breathe. So I did my thing there, and then I just started to see, because people reveal themselves, right? Over time.
Yeah.
You see who people are, how they function, and what they're actually doing. How's the pastor having sex with one of the ladies while he's married with this person, and then his kids are doing some crazy ish on the side because they're all holy and all that. Nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
Then for a little while, I was like, fuck everything. Like I'm just angry. I'm done with this bullshit. Like I don't want to be involved in any of this, right? And like it's funny you guys call me the spiritual one, but like I've had like premonitions and things all my life, like, so like I've seen spirits and had them grab at my feet and all this stuff. Like growing up. So like that shit used to scare the hell out of me, right? When I was little. But I think as Native people, like we are so connected, and then religion comes in and it disconnects us even further, because it was meant to do that, right? Like we were it was either you choose religion or you die by the sword.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So it's like it was a survival tactic. So a lot of our teachings, and Catholicism in particular, right? We have saints. Those saints were our deities behind it, right? So we would put our deities with those saints, just so we could survive and pray to our deities.
Yeah.
You know. So like that happened in like in the Caribbean as well, right? Like we were the first stop. So when Catholicism came and they were killing all of us, we hid our deities behind. So with that being said, it's just like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but okay. So from Catholicism, I went into Christianity. I started to delve into our native beliefs, right, and go into like I'm Taino, so like I'm from the Caribbean. Tainos are Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Jamaicans, anything of the Greater Antilles, Haitians as well. So those are the native people of the Caribbean, of the Greater Antilles. So I dove into that, and through that, I also like learned about Mexicas, right? Like because we're so intertwined, especially on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like when we do ceremony together. Right. My first ceremony was a Mexica ceremony. It was in a teepee. It was a peyote ceremony. You know what I mean? So it's it's always intertwined.
Yeah.
But going down that route of like learning the indigeneity was like so eye opening, and it felt like that's where I needed to be. Like I felt at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like religion, it was just like, oh, all right, you know. When I dove into indigeneity, it was just like, yo, this is where it's at. Like these are my people.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, I felt connected. I felt grounded.
Yeah.
You know? And I did that for about 10 years. Right? I traveled, I
remember those days.
Yeah, I was traveling, I was teaching everything, language and dance, and we were at powwows and you know, traveling back and forth and just all over the city, and it was so much fun. But even with that, like it was just like, oh, but if you're indigenous, you can't follow anything else, or you can't believe in anything else, or you have to deny your other ancestors, bro. Anybody from the Caribbean in general, right? We're mixed. Like all of us are mixed in general, but like we have ancestors from all over the world. So you cannot tell me I have to deny my other ancestors because I have to be indigenous.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like I'm not gonna, and I did that for a little bit, right? But it didn't sit right in my soul. So once I kind of like weaned off of just particularly indigenous practices, I was like, you know what? Like, let me delve into like the African practices. So I had some friends that were teaching me. I was learning about that, particularly like Palo and Santeria and you know all that. And look, and I know Palo, Santeria, all that stuff like gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
But there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in indigenous practices. There's good and bad in religion. There's good and bad in the African religions, right? So it's like
Mexicas used to sacrifice.
Exactly. So you choose. You choose your path, right? So, with that being said, like all that together, like makes me now, right?
Yeah.
And allows me to honor all my ancestors. But like that's been my trajectory, and after that, like I believe in many things, and I practice. My spirituality is my spirituality alone, right? Like it's and I think that's what it's my connection to God. It's my connection to my ancestors. It's my connection to the deities, right? Like that's the earth. Yeah, it's how you connect, and I think that's what religion stops you from. is allowing you to form that bond.
Yeah.
With spirit.
With spirit.
And your higher self.
Absolutely.
So
wait, I have something to say about that. I have something to say.
She got a lot to say.
I do. Basically with that, because I also wanted to express what led me to my spiritual journey and my spiritual beliefs. Basically, again, because I was a gay man and I saw how the church treated the LGBT, I was like, ugh, why? And then again, because of the one particular sister at the church that I used to go to used to treat me differently, and I never understood why, it made me look more into my roots. Me, and as you know, me and my brother have always been curious about our roots because of this, and maybe we should even thank the sister, because if it wasn't for her treating us differently, it would not have pushed us to want to know more. To want to know more about our roots, about before colonization, because religion is a form of colonization, which is what they're trying to do now. But we'll talk about that another time. So I did my research, my brother did research, and like obviously we found Aztecs, what Aztecs are. But again, like we said in one of the last videos, Aztecs is not the real word. It's Mexica.
Yep.
Aztec was just the made up word by the Europeans. It's not. It's Mexica. That's where Mexico with an A.
Basically.
So we found that, and that was what we really resonated with. And then we did more digging because of where our families are from. We found out that the tribe that our particular ancestors come from is Zapotec, because that is where my family's from. They're from Zapoticlan, and there's a region there, and we talked about this too. Like a lot of the ruins and the smaller temples in the Zapoticlan, Oaxaca areas are actually still there. They were not destroyed by the Europeans. But yeah, that's technically where our people come from, and because I felt such a disconnect with religion, that's why there are many Hispanics and Mexicans that get religious figures tatted. I don't have any because I just it didn't feel right. Did not feel right for me to do that. Whether it was Jesus Christ or La Virgen de Guadalupe. I did at one point want La Virgen de Guadalupe, but I just found other things that I wanted on my skin over her. So that is why I actually do have a couple of like Mexica statues tatted on me. Like on my hand alone, I have Tlaloc. So this right here is the deity of rain. And the reason why this deity was so loved and so like they prayed upon, because without rain, we didn't have our crops.
Water's life.
Exactly. Water is life. But they also feared Tlaloc because of the thunderstorms. They knew you have to sacrifice, you have to love and show your respects. Otherwise, they were just gonna rain hell on you. So that's why I got him, and because in honesty, because of Tlaloc, I do have a much more appreciation for rain and for thunderstorms. And growing up, I kind of didn't. I was like, oh my God, stop raining. But now I have a much more appreciation for it.
Absolutely.
I also have the first religious Mexica piece I got probably was, which one was it? No, I can't remember. Oh, it was the sun god. It was the sun god. You guys have seen it, the Aztec calendar. See how I have the face in the middle? I have it on my arm here. And then I have maybe a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mexica pieces on me. And I'm really happy I went with that and not getting anything religious. But again, the more that I found out about my roots, the more disconnected I got. And the more I made peace in my skin that I was a gay man, the even further I got from religion. But that's just my journey.
For me, it was a little different. For me, my disconnect happened when I first started meeting you, I think. So you were kind of like the door that kind of like helped. You're the person that greeted me to the door, and then I kicked it open. So for me, it was more it was more because I wasn't happy with my experience in life. I wasn't really content. I was in a very dark place at that point in my life, and I think that that's how I started finding my spiritual side. And also like a bunch of things happened in my life that I question, because I'm just like, either I would have been dead by now, or I would have been in jail. But like my intuition or my higher belief or my higher person, I don't know. I've always followed my intuition, and I've always followed my gut feeling, and it has led me to I wouldn't say escape, but like leave situations that would have like taken me to a not so good place. So I think that's when I started being, researching more into like spirituality. But like aside from you guys, like my spirituality, because everyone's spiritual. I agree with what you said. Spirituality is very self. For me, my spirituality, I don't. I would say like I don't look for something to honor. I think I honor higher self, which is it could be the universe, God, whoever you believe. I honor that person, and I think I that has led me to my own beliefs, and the way I conduct my own spirituality. And with this said, I just want the audience to know that you don't have to necessarily like spirituality is very complex and is very yours. So there's 3 different ways that you can find your own spirituality. So yeah, so we're going with the next question. So, cut to what's your personal definition between regarding religion and spirituality? Is there is there a difference between religion and spirituality, or do you believe that they're the same?
That's as you said, that's very complex, right? So I think spirituality is not something you practice, it's something that you are. Right? Like you can be a spiritual person that follows religion. Right? Or you could be a spiritual person that takes things from different religions, and it's like an amalgamation of everything, right? Like that's how my spirituality is, like bits and pieces of like what works for me, right? But again, spirituality is so broad, it's expansive. Let's put it like that. Spirituality is expansive, while religion is constrictive.
I like that. I forgot where I was gonna go with that, but because you took the words out of my mouth, like I just don't feel like I can top.
No.
What you just said.
Please.
It's the so stupid. So in continuation to that, I and you said it, like for spirituality, like yeah, it's not something you like believe, but like something you. Because when I for example, I'm there's people who are like, oh, like God willing or things like that. I always say if the universe allows it. I don't say God willing, things like that. Not that I knock anybody who does. I always say if the universe allows it. If the spirits allow it. You know what I mean? Like I don't for example, kind of like what you said, because there is a for Mexicans, Hispanics even, one of the big pieces that we believe in is La Virgen de Guadalupe. And La Virgen de Guadalupe is actually Tonantzin from the Mexica mythology. Speaking of Tonantzin, that's actually one of my next tattoos, so watch out for that. That is the Mother Earth in Mexica mythology. I forgot. I don't want to say it wrong.
For fertility.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do
with life.
Yeah.
And birth. Yeah. Exactly. So that's going to be one of my next.
That's Atabe. in the Taino.
Oh, you see?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we're so interconnected. Like,
exactly.
Like, and that's why, like, all indigenous practices of religions, they if you listen to the stories, they're all the same stories.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it's not. We just have different names
Exactly.
and different depictions.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Like when I was again doing more of the research and I found that Zapotec is what my people are. Exactly like you just said, Mexica and Zapotec have the same deities. They're different names, and the depictions are a little bit different also. It's exactly like what you said. For example, even like La Virgen de Guadalupe, like the real depiction of her kind of does look like that. Like she's kind of like, standing with, arms out. Yeah, like
and the
yes,
yes,
and with
yes,
that.
yes.
But one of the nicknames I don't want to say it wrong, but it's something along of the lady serpent skirt, something like that. When
Yes.
off camera, I'll show you. But I think that's why with Mexicans, I think that's why we have such a connection with La Virgen de Guadalupe, because she comes from a real Mexica deity.
Yeah.
Because Mexicans love her probably a little more than Jesus Christ. That to us is
But that's by design, though.
Yeah,
Because if they took her and they put her as the Virgen, right? So that transition was easier for you guys.
Yeah, 100%.
And then as the years pass, a lot of people forgot where it originated from.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfectly said. And you probably also can agree. Mexicans love La Virgen Guadalupe, and that's one piece. Also, like I see her, and I do see a mother figure, but again, that's because of where she comes from. I think that's why we have such a love for her. We just naturally connect with her with that spirit, because that was a spirit that's always been with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love what you're saying so far. I do agree with a lot of things that has been said.
Yeah.
But do you want to share any experiences in your life that most shaped you, or shaped your spiritual path?
Well, experiences that shaped me. I think life in general shaped me as to who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that, like you said, I've always lived on intuition and that gut feeling, right? Like you said, I should have been dead by now, or locked up for life. And because I listened to my intuition, and because my intuition is guided by the spirits, by the higher self, by the universe, if you take a second to listen, it'll guide you in the right path, right? And because we listened to that intuition, we diverted these atrocities. And if it wasn't for listening to my intuition, then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And every experience that I've ever had in my life makes me who I am today. So I'm just grateful that, good and bad, everything that has occurred, I'm here and we're shining bright, right? Like, and that's the thing, like, we're meant to shine. We're not meant to be stifled.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I feel that religion does, right? It makes you fall into line, and you have to, like, you're all the same. You know, we are meant to be ourselves. That's why we dress the way we dress. That's why we look the way we look. This is why we are the way we are. And then the people that are not supposed to be in our lives, they fall away because they can't handle our light, right?
Our light is too bright for their eyes.
Our lights are too bright, so we blind them, and they can't. They don't have the shades to to be in our presence. Yeah. So
I think you just took the words out of my mouth. I think for me, there's different. I think my spiritual journey will never end. I think it's always going to be something profound that I'm going to find, or that's going to, like, help me in my life. I think that like you said, like because of my intuition, I was able, and I think I'm gonna keep. I'm hopefully like it's gonna keep me like molding my own path in life, because I think when I was at my lowest, that's when I prayed, and I broke down and I was like, just show me, show me, and show me where, how, and what am I supposed to do, and I think up to now, I mean, things have been rolling so well in my life that I just like you said, people that not necessarily that are shady or not good for my life. Maybe those people are just not the right fit for the life path that I'm trying to be at, because like people like to say, not everyone's for everyone. So for me, like, those people that might not be the best at that point in my life, I'm still open to maybe like if they come along in my life path later on in life, once they found themselves and they do good, like I'm open to like meeting 50-50. But like,
yeah,
when it gets to like a certain, like right now, I think where I'm trying to go with this, well, right now I think like
you're focused on your own
so
expansion.
focused on my own expansion, exactly,
there you go.
In my own self, that I just don't have time to like be dealing with other things.
We don't got time for the bullshit. No bullshit here.
No bullshit. Adding to what you're saying, and that's something that as we have said in several videos, that's something that I've already done. I feel like the more you evolve and the more you find yourself and the more peace you have within yourself, the more you're letting, like you said, people are going to fall off. You have to let them fall off. Let them fall off. And you're better than me, because you're like, oh, if the more I go up and the more I heal and the more I'm going in my journey, if they happen to kind of come this way, oh no, once you're off, you're off. That's always how I've been, and you've known me forever. That's always how I've been.
What's that?
That's always how I've been.
That's it.
Once you're off, you're off. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I know. I'm very similar. Like, it also depends, right? Like, if you grow and if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then and it depends on the energy you come with, right? Because like, there are good people that have shitty fucking energy, right? That I cannot stand to be around.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not that type of person. Like, I love everybody, bro. Like,
you do.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Hey, I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
Like
Likewise.
with all my being. You know what I mean? Like,
likewise.
I haven't seen you in how long? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't seen you guys in how long? And like, every time we meet, time we meet up, it's like we never skip a beat.
Yeah.
And that's true friendship.
Yep.
Right? Like, that's 100%. True love. You know what I mean? So it's like, but people, the way people's energy is, like, that determines where you are in my life. Like, I can love you from afar. I'm really good at that. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to figure that out. But I'm not going to allow someone that is a dead car battery to continually to get jumped off of me. You know what I mean? And to drain me of my energy.
1,000%.
And that's what happens sometimes. And it's not that they're bad people. It's just that they're not able to produce their own energy and their own light.
And it's not your responsibility.
And it's not my responsibility. And that was very hard for me to learn. I was Captain Save Up. You know what I mean? And it's like, like, even in friendships, and it's like that's not my job. I'm here to help guide you if you want to be helped, but ultimately that's up to you.
Damn, I was gonna say that last part too. I was like, I feel at the bottom of my heart, that like I'm here to teach, other people. But like you said, if you're draining me and you're not, there's no flow in our energy and consistency and all that.
It has to be reciprocal.
Get away.
I think something that I keep trying to teach Nelly for years is that your peace of mind comes first. Your energy comes first. So if anybody comes and slightly disturbs you, slightly throws you off, that person is not for you. But like, I don't know it's because I'm in such peace or because I don't give a fuck that I'm so quick to cut people off.
It's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both. That's something I keep trying to teach Nelly, that, but maybe it's also, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But for me,
I know what it is. I'm sorry if you don't mind me. So I think, and this is something I had to learn as well. Once you're comfortable in your own energy, you're able to set those boundaries, right? It took me a long fucking time. I had to be surrounded by people all the time. You know me, I was fucking, yo, meet up here, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I'm always out. Like, I'm like, let's go. And I'm still that type of person, but now I'm more, like, I guess, like, reserved, like, with my energy and my time, right? But where I was going with this is, once you have that, like, inner peace and you are comfortable in yourself, you are able to be like, okay, that's not for me. This is not for me. That's not for me. I'll accept this. You know what I mean? You're just, you see people for who they are and you read people's energy, whether you realize it or not. That's what you're doing. So it's like you ever, like, automatically don't like somebody, and you don't know why. It's because of the energy that they have, or that they're coming across, that they're bringing to the table. So it's not necessarily that, oh, whatever, because there's no rhyme or reason behind it, but it's just what they're coming with. So
I think for me, like, I'm getting to that point where I just, I think this year and last year, that's where I was like, I'm okay if I gotta be alone. If I gotta do things in my life alone. I think that's where my spirituality led me to so far. But I'm just still dealing with the whole fact that, like, there's just certain people that I just don't want to let go, because that's the hardest part. And I'm not talking about the people that, like, maybe we're not, like, how would I say this? I'm talking about people that maybe I think is the whole potential part, because I see potential in people.
You have to judge people not on the potential you see in them, but on what they're truly showing you.
Yes,
this is why I get so frustrated.
That was something I had to figure out for myself as well. Like, bro, I see the potential in everybody. Like, I can see what you can be. That's a good thing and a bad thing, because not your responsibility. That's not my responsibility. Absolutely not.
To their true potential.
That's true. This is true.
If they're not doing anything for you, if you see great potential in them, that is beautiful. That you see the potential in them, but that is up to them to live up to their own potential.
And you have to.
You're gonna steer yourself off of your healing path to fix them. Absolutely not.
Oh, I didn't say about fixing, because I ain't fixing nobody. I'm not fixing nobody. I just think that life is complicated. Oh, we're gonna go with an. Do you have something to say? No, you don't. So we're gonna go with our next question. That would be I want to add a question, actually.
Okay.
What would you tell yourself, your now self, to your past self, the person that was still in the struggle and still didn't know about what didn't know what path you were going to go through life,
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful question.
It is.
It's what would I tell my past self? Just keep fucking going. Like, why stay in hell, right? Like, it's like we go through all these trials and tribulations, and we go through all this hardship in life, and it's like, if you stop, you're gonna stay there. You have to keep pushing, because at the end, everything that you went through is gonna be worth it. Like, just keep going. And look, things aren't perfect now, but they're way better than they were. And I know who I am, so I wouldn't change it, because I would still be stuck back then, and I don't want to be the person I was back then.
Yeah.
I didn't even love myself back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I love myself now. I love who I am. You know what I mean? I took the time to sit with myself, and I think that's the hardest part, is like really sitting with ourselves, and that's why you find your peace in being by yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's because you've been able to sit with yourself. And
when you're alone in your thoughts, when you're alone in, let's say, like in your depression, when you're alone in with your demons, or in my case, and you know, when we were on FaceTime, when we were on live with Baby Doll, this is what we talk about sometimes.
I love you, Baby Doll.
Baby Doll, when you're alone in your rage, sometimes you know, in your mind, like, you set the world on, this is my personal experience, you set the world on fire, and then what you learn when you're alone and you've set your world on fire is that once the smoke settles, that you're alone, and there's good and bad. You know, I think because of, like, me, like, because I'm totally okay with the being alone. That's why I'm so quick to cut people off. I'm totally okay with that. But who does really want to be alone?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
But you're opening yourself up to people that are meant to be there, like, that are true to you.
Exactly.
And true to themselves, right? Like,
exactly.
Well, you have to, like, cut the weeds to get to the flower.
Yeah. The
right?
people who are truly meant for you will always stay on the same vibration as you.
Mhm.
Prime examples right here. They will truly, like, understand you. Like, I feel like, you know, I don't know who I've no longer, but I feel like Nevin understands my rage better than Nelly does.
You know what it is? It's because I knew you
back then.
And like when all of us were just angry.
Yeah.
Right? Like
they were fun times.
They were fantastic times. Best times of my life. But
yeah.
But I think we've moved from that anger and we've purposed it in love.
Yeah.
Right? And now we're here showing love. Like, we've always showed love.
Yeah.
But we were also reaction based.
Yeah.
Like, you looked at us wrong. You looked at us the wrong way, and we're breaking your face.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
I didn't like the way you said "bless you" to me. I'm fucking backhanding you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's really the way we used to be.
So it's like, and that just shows growth. That just shows how we are and where we are in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it's funny because people would look at us back then and they would never think we are who we are today. Yeah. You know, they would think we were these degenerates and these people that are not worthy of life, right? Yeah. And that's why I never judge people, because it's like, you don't know. First of all, you don't know what they're going through, that they're acting this way or they're feeling this way. Yes. Right? Because I knew you before you came out. Mm-hmm. So I always knew you were gay. Yeah. But I was just waiting for you to tell me. Yeah. And I was never going to treat you different. I loved you the same. Yeah.
So you always knew she was a sloppy bottom queen?
This bitch is trying to get on camera. But that was why I feel like your friendship with me, and not only just with me, but with my brother, has lasted so long, is because, again, like I said, like, you've always been on the same vibration. Mm-hmm. We get each other in so many ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew me and Chewy back in our Cholo days. Like, and you not only grew with us, you watched us grow. We watched you grow. Absolutely. And, like, we've become different, but we're not different to each other. Absolutely. If that makes sense, because that's what true friendship is. The same thing with me and you. You've seen my moments of rage. There's a difference between me being annoyed because of a slight inconvenience versus me full on, like, I'm ready for all out war. Yeah, ready for war. There's a big difference. But true friendship just will always, you know, like they say, stand the test of time. And real friendships, even though we individually grew, so did our friendship. Absolutely. And that's because, again, we're on the same vibration, whether we are in different paths spiritually or we, like, see spiritual growth as different things, we're still on the same vibration. We still connect. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. I don't think we could be, I don't think we could be friends still if we didn't grow separately. Right? Yeah. Like, we grew separately, but we grew together. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, we're all growing, and that's the main point. The reason why people fall off is because they're either not willing to grow, or they just don't. They can't.
right? They just
sometimes also
they're so like locked in.
If you're not genuine, if you're not genuine, whether that have been with each other or if you're not genuine with yourself, that's why sometimes friendships won't last. Somebody or both parties have not been genuine to each other or within themselves.
Absolutely.
You have to truly be genuine to yourself to understand and be a true friend. You know what I mean? If you're not honest with yourself, how are you going to be honest with the rest of these motherfuckers? Excuse my language.
That's why if you got to say something, say with your chest.
Absolutely.
I was about to bat my chest and I realized
And so, like, with that said, some people grew taller than others, but we're gonna leave that for another podcast. So,
the shade.
What would you tell a person that is or feels stuck between religion and spirituality?
Be true to yourself. Feel with your heart. Sit with yourself. You know, like that's how you're gonna determine what's right for you. Right? You need to fuck what everybody says. Fuck what religion says. Fuck, with all due respect, fuck with what anybody else says. Figure out what's right for you. Sit with yourself, learn about different things, and see where your heart takes you.
And be completely honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
like, does this feel right for me? You know, and do that with everything in life, in friendships, in relationships, in family. Like, does this feel right for me?
Is this aligned?
Is this aligned with
me?
Exactly.
With my life, with my peace, with my growth. It must align to you. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else.
Just you.
But you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful life path of life. Is that you can make as many mistakes as you can. Just get the fuck up and try again. That's all. But I want to tell you guys so far, this is the reason I love this guy so much, and I call him my straight husband.
This is my baby Zaddy.
My baby Zaddy. And you are a hateful bottom. Any last words, Queen?
Like we have said, basically, do what feels right to you in terms of spirituality, in terms of religion, because again, this is not to bash religion. Like I said, I really have met and had great conversations and felt the good vibes off of people who were religious.
Yeah,
you can feel, sometimes you really can feel the energy off of them if they are actually good people and they're not hypocrites. Because unfortunately, because of what I see as a brown indigenous person and what I see as a member of the LGBT
QIA,
a lot of people in religion are hypocrites. And I'm sorry, but I feel like people who are genuine with their religion will not feel some type of way because they know that they are following the true word of the Lord and nothing is steering them off their path, and the stray bullets shouldn't hit you. You know what I'm saying? The stray bullets should not hit you because I'm taking shots directly at the people who are hypocrites, because I do have people in my family who are religious and they're fucking hypocrites. But we'll talk about that another time.
I think I do agree with what you both said. I think at the end of the day is, like I said, and I'm gonna repeat it, we're all here trying to live a human experience. And if we are more empathic with each other and be more patient and more understanding, we will get where we want to get in life.
Yeah. Have compassion. Love each other. You know what I mean?
Like, each other with empathy.
Absolutely. Like, just be fucking human and view everyone as human. Nobody's better than anybody. You could be a celebrity. You're still a fucking human. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to treat you like I treat everybody.
Exactly.
With love and respect.
1,000%.
But if you're disrespectful, it's going to be a problem.
Be ready. Be ready. How does that one saying go? Fuck around and find out.
And before I let you guys go, this is how I show Jesus love. Now, I'll see you next video, and I love you guys so much. And
That's it.
Well, before you're done, I just want to say I'm grateful to be here. Mm-hmm. Like, I really appreciate you asking me to be on.
Yeah.
And I love you both. And I've been waiting for this podcast for so long.
Yeah.
Been telling you about this for years.
Yeah, he has been.
So I'm just happy that you're doing it. And I know that it's going to be super successful. And just always be the same. Like, be yourself, because you two are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
But no, thank you for doing this. And when we talked about the podcast and we talk about having guests, I always said Nevin is coming first. I always said Nevin was coming first. Always. And Nevin will probably be back for more episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I hope you guys get to take in some stuff that will open your minds to different things and different perspectives.
Absolutely.
And
follow me on Instagram.
Yes.
Teddy TEDDY_OSOX. Also on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I'm sure we'll put it in the description.
I'm gonna put it
everywhere,
yeah.
I'm always giving some advice or, just talking about life. So,
yeah.
Come enjoy life and
exactly
with me. And
that's, I think for me personally, that's why I have always cherished and loved you. Not only because, like you've been around my father. My father adores you. As you know, my father adores you. Not only like are you always smiles, like your energy is always pure. You're always so genuine. You're always so loving. You're respectful. And being that we go back, back in the streets. The reason why I also have so much respect for you is because you are like, with a smile on your face, you welcome everyone with open arms, but you're also quick to be like that. If you're tested, a different motherfucker gonna come out.
100%.
And that is why I have such a respect for you, because everyone should be that way.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't be either way problematic. However, if it comes our way,
fuck around and find out.
We're with it if it comes our way.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you again for joining us. Keep following, guys. Subscribe if you have a YouTube. We're also on Instagram. We're on TikTok.
Comment.
Follow our personal accounts. Tell your friends about us.
Absolutely. Share it.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this episode. I'm excited.
Me too.
Any last words?
Drop the mic.
Shit.
I hope we get a third microphone, because I don't like sharing my microphone with this bitch. Just kidding. I love you guys. Bye.